LIEnette, under the control of her LOL lawyer, has filed for summary judgment to just dismiss this entire federal case. And in response, we have legitimate evidence. Now, keep in mind that LIEnette and all of her trolls are currently stating that I wrote defamatory signs about myself, saying that I'm the Ohio rapist. Except that's not the word that they use, nor is it the word that I will share here on YouTube. Except if we were to look at a life pattern, how many people have I ever called the rapist? That's right, nobody. How many people has LIEnette called the rapist? That's right, everybody she doesn't get her way with. She has literally done this to Crook. Yeah, you know, the man of her dreams that she's finally getting back, her soulmate, after he got out of jail after 40 days. Which, by the way, do you recall they shaved his head? You wonder why? We now know there was lice all over Turd Purgatory. As a matter of fact, it might be a lice sanctuary for all we know. She's also said that about Floyd once she didn't get her way with him. All of a sudden, now Floyd was grooming the child. Isn't that interesting? She doesn't get what she wants, and all of a sudden, she throws these child allegations in. To the point of she did it to her own 18-year-old grandson, stating that he was doing inappropriate things to the child and to her as well. It's not hard to tell, and it won't be difficult for a judge to weed out all the lies from LIEnette and her side to the truth, you know, the right side. I'm currently going through page 7 of our motion that actually combats their motion for ridiculousness to throw this all out. Summary judgment, they get whatever they want. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But right now we're in the material facts in opposition against their motion, which is costing me more money, which is going to end up costing her and her lawyers more money, because we will be going after all fees from the lawyers as well. So page 7, LIEnette posted this. Now remember, this is opposition. This is my side under my legal counsel coming to the judges in federal court, which the judges have already said the most horrific thing anybody could say about somebody is calling them a child rapist. And I hope you understand how damaging, how destructive that is. We've got a hurricane coming to Florida right now as I am filming, and that hurricane is going to destroy, and it is going to wipe out, it is going to destroy lives, complete and total devastation and destruction. And that's what fools like LIEnette tries to do to individuals, successful people like me. I mean, really, when it comes right down to it, it really comes down to jealousy. It's the biggest war of all time. It is the haves and the have-nots. And the have-nots believe that they should have what the haves have. Except the haves have worked for everything that they have. The haves have worked tirelessly, effortlessly. They put everything, their passion, their drive into receiving what they have in their life. And the have-nots want to do none of that work. They just want to have what they have. Now, if you're saying, Jeremy, that's not me, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about LIEnette. So stay focused on the actual story, as she has stalked me, as she has tried to destroy my life, my character, my integrity. And by far, we've had well more than enough of it. So my lawyers then say, LIEnette posted this. I feel it's only fair since he broadcasted. And anytime you see sick, if you see this in the legal documents, it means LIEnette doesn't know how to spell, okay? It's an incorrect spelling error, which is constant with her. If only we had something for grammar as well. So LIEnette posted publicly. Remember, these are just a few of her public posts out of thousands and thousands and thousands of screenshots that we have. I feel it's only fair since he broadcasted my married names out there. Wait, hold a second. Married names, that's public record. That's literally legal public record. How did I get all of that? How did I get the information to actually hire a forensic handwriting expert? LIEnette provided it all. This is public information. LIEnette went to the county courthouse. She wrote my name. She wrote Levy County. We had the exact words for a forensic handwriting expert to do a side-by-side comparison. That's called science. Okay, I feel it's only fair since he broadcasted my married names out there to the world. No, that was to the planet. She really ought to get her postings right. Of course, Judge DeThomasis wasn't involved at this time. Where I live. No, I never ever broadcasted where she lived. She has broadcasted where she lives. She has broadcasted her number. She has put her new number in public records with Levy County Sheriff. And what he thinks are the truths about me, I only speak truths about her. I only share information that I have found to be true. And never would I ever say that somebody is a rapist if I didn't have 100% truth. Nor would I ever say anything so foolish about myself as LIEnette has posted these signs, said these things, done these things, and now created this ripple effect that has gone on throughout on the internet trying to destroy my integrity and my character. Well, at the end, the destruction will be of her own. All right, and it goes on to say that the truths about me that are nowhere near truth. I figured the least I can do is let you all know where he lives. And she did publicly post my address, as did others, such as Marli Huge. And what George's real name is. George's real name is George. That is legal on her birth certificate. Wait, hold a second. She goes on to say, why keep hiding it, Jeremy? This is a woman who has how many self-given names now? And again, this is just my guess. This is my opinion, okay? So there's truths. I can tell you all of her married names. 7 marriages, 7 divorces. You think she might be the problem? Okay. Self-given name, stage name, the whole deal. And this is an individual talking about hiding the truth. Well, the reality is, I have called George to protect her identity from creeps on the internet, which obviously did not work because the creeps stalked us to Otter Creek. All right. And then you can see that this was published on Facebook, a copy being attached here in Exhibit 6. So she has intentionally, very deliberately and willingly has doxed our information and our address. And there were many other things that went along with that, letting people know when we are there, when we aren't there. And obviously, if you were to look at Hale's headquarters and the things that are contained within Hale's headquarters, that would be a major security issue because there are things of value here that, we would never want anybody to do something so foolish such as try to break in. And we wouldn't wish that upon anyone. It's not like our security is a futon frame, but all right, next post. And again, just so we're all on the same page, so we understand. This is material facts. This is evidence. These are the facts that we are stating in the legal court, the federal court, of why LIEnette should not be allowed to have this case dismissed. And these are the defamatory statements, just a handful of them. This is what we're sharing with the court, with the judge currently, just a handful of the thousands upon thousands of things that she has said and done. Oh, this one is a big one. Hope you're ready. See that one right there? She posted a GoFundMe on September 13th, 2024. Yeah, we're using all of her GoFundMes and the defamation within those as well. We're using every single post. And isn't it funny that the other side, you know, the trolls, the haters, who then try and call me a troll and a hater. Isn't that funny too? So they're not haters and trolls, but I'm a hater and a troll. They're not haters and trolls, but those who follow me and believe the truth are haters and trolls, but they're... Try and wrap your head around stupidity. If you're not stupid, you're probably going to struggle with it, and I struggle with it quite a bit. So she posted on a GoFundMe on September 13th, 2024. Hi! Most people know that are going to read this are going to know exactly who I am. I'm LIEnette Preston. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. What happened to Michelle? Why hiding the truth? Oh, that's right. That's her legal name. Oh, that's right. That's what her family calls her. Oh. That's right. We have debunked the lies yet again. I'm LIEnette Preston. I go by Michelle, as that's what I've been called my entire life by my mother and my family. Even though you hear her sister Patty screaming at her to shut up when Corporal Gregory is on the property. And what does he say? Does he say Michelle? Does she say Michelle? No, she yells out LIEnette. As you know, I'm being stalked. There's another defamatory statement. All right, now let's keep in mind as well the aspect of stalking. So there are those that are so foolishly saying, "Oh, Jeremy's doing videos about this, and therefore he's cyber stalking." No, there is no cyber stalking. There is no contact with LIEnette whatsoever. There's no contact with Crook whatsoever. There's no contact with the child whatsoever. There never has been. Any contact whatsoever has come from them constantly in freaking, yeah, that's right, I said freaking, in freaking paragraphs. I know, you thought I was going to say free tablet. No. No, like this, that we would just go, oh my goodness, and never would read. The insanity from these people. So she goes on to say that I'm stalking her. That's defamation, because that's not true. There is absolutely no cyber contact whatsoever. No way, any shape, any form can I ensure that LIEnette even sees this. The only way LIEnette can see this is if she actively goes and watches it. And that is not communication. And nor should anybody communicate with anybody in my life, whether they are positive people or whether they are negative people. You don't contact people that way. It's not appropriate, nor would it be appropriate for me to contact people in your life. Now, the only person that we have ever tried to contact, as you are already well aware, is that we have two authors of these defamatory signs. We already have proof that, yes, LIEnette 100% wrote half the signs. We do not know who the other person was, and we've made an offer. If you come forward, we will relieve you of that legal liability from the defamation case if you testify against LIEnette. And nobody has come forward for that yet. Now, others have come forward for other things that will be testifying in federal court against her. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of that going on. But that other author hasn't been identified. So we think we know who it is, and we've reached out to that person. And you have to remember, how many different rug addicts has LIEnette had coming through on Turd Purgatory? All right, so we are almost 100% positive that it was one of those individuals, which they then, LIEnette and Crook, turned on and made defamation post all about them on Facebook, which we have all of that as well. You see the patterns of LIEnette. She doesn't get what she wants, then she defames you. Doesn't get what she wants, then she defames you. And it always goes the same route. It always goes towards the child thing. It's sick. It is literally sick. All right, and in parentheses, emphasis in the original. In other words, LIEnette bolded it. We didn't bold it, LIEnette did. It's been going on for over 2.5 years. Now, let's pause right there, because it has not been going on for 2.5 years, this whole ordeal. LIEnette stalks us to Otter Creek, which was horrific in the first place. And then they start doing the defamatory things, and they want money, and they want donations, and they want promotion. And her whole plan is to promote her YouTube channel. I've heard this as well. If LIEnette wanted promotion, why doesn't she have a YouTube channel? She does! Her whole plan, as we've already shown all the screenshots, was to push it at our half mil time to grill as she's begging our fan base for donations, which is not appropriate. Not only that, she's going on other channels. What do you think a judge is going to think about that? Or if it gets to a jury, what do you think a jury is going to think about that? It wasn't 2.5 years. It wasn't until well after, it was May 2023, we sent the cease and desist. They were terrorizing the residents of Otter Creek with all kinds of things. They've posted signs at the post office illegally. They posted signs in their property illegally about Russ the Sus, Stewart, Attorney Warren, Mary. It goes on and on and on what they've done. It's just when one person to the next person, the next person, the next person. Maybe I should be like LIEnette and go, I'm a victim. And there's no doubt I'm a victim of this crime. But I keep going on with life. And I keep sharing the story of my life. And there are those who say, Jeremy, why would you even share this story? And there are other YouTubers who are going through things like this. And the very first thing I've shared with them is it's probably best not to share that story on YouTube, because you're literally giving these freaks what they want. So LIEnette got what she wanted, promotion. She got what she wanted, money. She's received more donations in this past year than she's ever received in all years combined in her entire life. You think she's reporting all that income? No. The $16,000 that went to Silverman? No. You think she's reporting any of this? No. She got what she wanted. And so while other people are having these same issues, and I know some of you are watching right now that have contacted me and said, what do we do? What do we do? And I've encouraged them, don't share that portion of your life, because you're actually giving them the promotion and they're going to get what they want. They're just getting it the wrong way. And it won't last for her. But this is a horrific thing. And one of the things that we decided, because they ignored the cease and desist, and they've ignored literally everything, every aspect, cease and desist, they up it. And then they get a civil protection orders, and they up it, and they up it, and they up it. They've increased and increased and increased, violating and breaking the law and the things that they have done with everything. Now, the positive side of this, as this has been going on for now, it would be a year, because the cease and desist was set in May 2023, so it'd be a year and a half. And this is saying 2.5 years. Well, they're claiming 2.5 years. They stalked us there. Wait, where's all the information from the year before that? Huh? Anything? Oh, that's right, because we were silent. We didn't share with anybody what they were doing, although we have all the screenshots. It's taken a toll on Harley Grace. Now, usually out of respect, I say the child, but right here, it's public information. So I'm going to say the child's name. She's posting it, but then claiming I'm cyber stalking. She's posting it. She's sending pictures to people on YouTube. She's posting it all online, every GoFundMe, but then claiming cyber stalking. Isn't that interesting? She's literally putting it all out there. You imagine what a judge is going to say? Wait, LIEnette Preston, you're claiming you're being stalked, and yet by this YouTuber, but you're sending all this information to another YouTuber. LIEnette Preston, has Jeremy Hales ever made any kind of contact with you? None? Oh, okay. Oh, he said 10 feet. 10 feet. His crook was breaking the civil protection order, and he was found guilty of it? Oh, all right, okay. It's pretty easy for a judge to figure out. It's taken a toll on Harley Grace and myself, as well as Crook, who doesn't deserve to be where he is, and we will prove it! That would have been jail. Oh, by the way, they didn't prove anything. LIEnette, in the police report, proved that Crook did what he did. He brandished a firearm at 3 individuals, and unfortunately, Levy County prosecutor Dan Owens did nothing about it. How do you think the residents of Otter Creek feel now about their safety? As a matter of fact, I just had a conversation recently, and they said, Jeremy, are you and George going to be at the train celebration, the what are they calling it? The fair, the community event? And my first response was, you cannot provide the type of security that we need to be at an event like that. The town of Otter Creek can't afford that type of security. Which the response then was, we have 2 Levy County Sheriff deputies going to be there. And my response was, yeah, that will make it even worse. You think they've done anything to help protect us? I can't think of anything. Now, with Crook being let off on the charges, that's on the prosecutor office, Dan Owens, not on the Levy County Sheriff deputies. And there have been some incredible deputies. And there have been some very, very not incredible deputies in the Levy Sheriff Department. But LIEnette's going to prove it. Still to this day, hasn't proved anything. She proved in the police report that she lied to Channel 20. She proved in the police report that Crook did exactly what other individuals, victims, said that he did. And then she handed over the firearm where it was hidden from. We are hurting inside. And now my grandson's life is also being destroyed. Oh, I don't know, maybe by LIEnette. LIEnette posted this in the GoFundMe. Grandson's life is being destroyed. Yet it's LIEnette calling the Levy County Sheriff, saying these horrific things about her grandson. Saying that he's doing horrific things to Harley Grace. Saying that he's doing horrific things to her. I'm destroying his life? I've said nothing except for the truth. He trespassed on my property. He broke personal property as he trespassed. All right, let's keep going on. We're all hurting inside, and now my grandson's life is also being destroyed. All for views on YouTube. So the stalker monster can get rich off of hurting people that he feels are beneath them in every way. I can assure you, the last person in the world I want beneath me is LIEnette. I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. Or Crook. Don't get me wrong, I know Crook is fascinated with my honey buns. Oh my goodness. He wants me beneath him, but that's never, ever going to happen. None of this has anything to do with views on YouTube. All of this has to do with accountability and protection. When the Levy County Sheriff won't do what they're supposed to do legally, when LIEnette and Crook won't do what they're supposed to do legally, our only solution is accountability. It is viewership and accountability, so if something does horrifically happen to us, everybody knows who did it and why it happened, where it happened. It's all about accountability. Isn't that interesting that I could be doing a million other kind of videos, which I actually enjoy, versus the ridiculousness of this, which has cost me a couple $100,000 so far. How in the world am I supposed to make a couple $100,000 off of LIEnette and Crook? You realize that is absolutely insane. Now, if I make any money, I make money off of me. I am my brand. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing my brand. You see me wearing anything that has LIEnette or Crook on it, or the child? Oh, but there are people out there now, and there were people making money off of them, then calling it, well, it was a parody. You don't think that's going to be in court? How stupid are these individuals to think that this stuff isn't going to be in court? I need to get John an attorney to fight this setup. Who set John up? Seriously, who set John up? LIEnette! Now, I will commend LIEnette for finally telling the truth to the Levy County Sheriff Department, but then to turn around and run to Channel 20 and then lie to them on TV. You don't think that's going to be in court? You realize the very first thing that a judge is going to look at is the credibility of the individual, meaning LIEnette, and is also going to be looking at the credibility of her lawyer, LOL, meaning deuce, or stank. It could be Scott Stank because he's stanky like the deuce. You realize their credibility is completely and totally destroyed already. LIEnette has none. Through all the filings already, their credibility has already been destroyed. That's the very first thing that the judge is looking at. And then the judge is looking at the evidence. If you were the judge, what would you think? All right, I'm going to show the world the truth. We saw the truth. LIEnette literally says in this GoFundMe post, she's going to show the world the truth. We saw it. Police reports. Public information. And then it goes on, the three of us need prayers and help. Oh man, they need way more than prayers and help. This reminds me of the story. The storm and it's flooding and the individual says, well, I'm going to stay here. God's going to protect me. And then the neighbor comes by in a boat and says, hey, come on, come in the boat with me. And the individual goes, no, don't worry. God's got me. He's going to save me. And then the boat goes away. And then he's sitting there praying, oh, please, hey, save me, help me. And then another boat comes by and the neighbor says, come on, I'll save you. And the person goes, no, God's got me. And this goes on and on and on. And then the person dies in the flood. How many opportunities has LIEnette had to already help herself? With all these prayers, she should have never stalked, number one. So she got herself in this situation. Cease and desist, number two. You realize these are boats. These are life-saving boats coming by. We gave her an opportunity to get in a life-saving boat. Cease and desist immediately. Nope. She just ramped it up. Civil protection order. She ramped it up. You are guilty of violating the civil protection order. She ramped it up again. Listen, there are times when prayer is, don't get me wrong, prayer is always the most powerful thing. But you're a fool when you keep praying and God gives you the opportunity to fix it and you turn your back on God and go, well, I'm going to keep praying. Every opportunity existed. Don't stalk, cease and desist, civil protection order, stop violating, I could go on and on with these lists. Prayers are going to do nothing for her because she doesn't do what she should legally do. You can't sit there and keep breaking the law and go, Lord, please keep me out of jail. Please find me innocent. It doesn't work that way. God's given her every opportunity to stop. God's given her every opportunity for help. She's ignored it. Let's keep going on. This has cost me so much. Really? Because I'm roughly around $200,000 right now. Not only just in physical money out of my pocket, but that's money from my employees. That's money from my business. That's money that I was going to put into the schoolhouse and redoing it so I could do community events for all of Levy County, Christmas in the Creek. Everybody, this woman, this man, these freaks have taken from the entire county, not only in Otter Creek. I was going to do Christmas in the Creek North in this county where Hale's headquarters is. That will never happen this year now. These freaks have taken from everybody, and she wants to write about it has cost her so much. I've had to cut salaries of my employees. I've had to let employees go. And I find it humorous when people will sit there and go, well, he let Brian go, but then he brought Kay on. Brian's job was to work on the schoolhouse. We were to put $100,000 into remodeling the schoolhouse. Now that $100,000 has gone into legal fees. I can't pay Brian if I can't work on the schoolhouse. Now I can bring on somebody else to do something else and film for me on the weekends. But, of course, these fools don't understand business in the first place or how money even works. They just beg and beg and beg and expect the rest of the world to pay for everything. This has cost us so much, not only in legal fees, but in so many other ways. I don't even want to go there. The situations this woman has created for herself, and then to cry victim in it is mind-boggling. It is mind-blowing. making sure we don't get donations for our tortoise rescue, making sure they keep us. Well, let's just start right there. Number one, they were getting stolen food. That makes them accomplice. There was an individual who was hired at Winn-Dixie who was breaking the Winn-Dixie policies, stealing the food, giving it to Crook and LIEnette. Manager now knows about it. It was theft. The employee then went to jail for rugs. You see any patterns here in LIEnette and Crook's lives? I didn't take any food from any animals or anybody, which she was using this food illegally to feed grifters and rug addicts in exchange for work on the property, which, can anybody tell if any work has been done? I sure can't. And openly post she was giving this food to the child as well. You know, the life-threatening disease child. All right, so let's go and see what else. Making sure they keep us in court for made-up, staged, unreal garbage. Okay, making sure we kept us in court. Let's back up yet again. Making sure we kept us in court. Cease and desist? Yep. Did they stop? Nope. Did I keep them in court? Nope. Did they put themselves in court? Yep. Civil protection order. Did they stop? Nope. Did they have every opportunity? Yep. Did they violate the civil protection orders? Yep. Did I keep them in court? Nope. Did they put themselves in court? Yep. Did they do it again? Yep. Are they going again? Yep. Did I put the signs up around Otter Creek? Obviously, if anybody has a brain knows that nobody would say that or do that about themselves. And obviously, if anybody had a brain looking at a timeline and knowing there are no handwriting samples from myself about those specific words or any other words, you would know, duh, no. They did that. They've put themselves in court. They've continued to put frivolous lawsuits in because somebody is using them for their own promotion. And that's a horrific thing. Isn't that funny that the grifters are being used by another grifter? How insane. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm telling you, birds of a feather flock together. How insane. Making sure they keep us in court for made up, staged, unreal garbage. What, staged like Crook pulling out firearms? Let's see. That's on film for me. She admitted it to Levy County Sheriff for 3 other individuals, one being an 8-year-old little girl. I mean, we could keep going on and on, right? Jamster. Did I make Jamster go to the... How many times has she said, Jeremy told Jamster to go to the prop? This is something they orchestrated, and we have all the screenshots and coordinated beforehand. Then Jamie reached out to me and goes, what's going on? And I went, if you're the goddaughter or godmother, why don't you go make sure that child is okay? Come to find out, Jamster's going and getting a little messed up. Shooting rounds into a stolen camper. I made that garbage up. How about calling the Levy County Sheriff because there's poop in stakeholds? And yet, Levy County Sheriff finds no poop. But they do find illegally dumped rotten food on somebody else's property. I wonder where that came from. I made this garbage up? I mean, should I keep going on? Walking into Chiefland with a child breaking the law? I made that up? I made her do that? I mean, where are these superpower controls that I have? I wish I had some kind of control, because if I did, she would have stopped before she ever started. This is so unreal. Filing so much garbage, slowing down the case. This is literally what Deuce is claiming he has done in the federal case. We did exactly what we set out to do, to slow down the case by 5 months. He did nothing to slow down the case, and obviously we're going to show that in court as well. Everything this fool has said, everything this fool has in print, we are going to show that in court. Credibility of the lawyer? Not much. Slowing down the case so they make more money off of us. Here's the craziest part of all of this, okay? You know how nobody makes any money off of them? They shut up. Real difficult, huh? Do you not have any idea how many times George, myself, we have filmed going down our road for our own safety and protection, and nobody has ever seen any of that footage whatsoever? You know why? Nothing happened. Oh, wait, you mean if they stop, nobody sees anything? Ah! Just like town hall meetings. George and I aren't going anymore. We're not filming it anymore. Why? Because it corrected itself. No more need for accountability. No more need for protection in town hall. Oh, just like paying my water bills and I don't have to film it anymore? How? Whoa! Why? Because it stopped. They're not stealing from me anymore. They corrected it. No more need for accountability. Listen, the biggest thing I want out of my life is these two fools to go live life on their own and leave us alone. It has never been, nor will it ever be okay to stalk your favorite YouTuber, thinking you're going to get money from them. It's horrific. Nobody's making money off of them. I'm spending hundreds of thousands of dollars just trying to protect myself from them. A copy being attached here too. It should be noted that LIEnette's claim that she is being stalked and it's been going on for over 2.5 years was made on September 13th, 2024, 9 days after she voluntarily dismissed her petition against Mr. Hales for allegedly cyber stalking. All right, let's keep going on. Posted, John has the perfect plan to take down the YouTuber. What's that word? We could say lag, but it starts with an F. Now, what is John's favorite words to say? Remember, people have patterns. LIEnette's pattern is when she doesn't get what she wants from somebody, she then calls them a rapist. John constantly calls everybody a maggot, and he does use those real words, maggot, but he likes to use the other word, which you drop the M and you put an F on the beginning of it. He loves that word. And he has called me that so many times and talked about jamming stuff up my backside so many ridiculous times that when I repeat his own words back to him, he then wants to say, oh my goodness, Jeremy, he's going to upset the... Hold a second. You mean there's no accountability for Crook and what he has said and when I repeat it back? Isn't that interesting? These fools. I mean it. Complete and total fools. Complete and total fools. And then they wonder why it's a battle between the haves and the have-nots. The haves have figured something out, how to be successful. The have-nots have not figured that out. What they do is they continue to bury themselves, and I'm talking about Crook and LIEnette and all these trolls on the internet, and they want what the haves have, and then it's this battle. I should have what you have. No, you shouldn't. You should have what you have and what you worked for, and I should have what I have and what I worked for, and everybody should have what they have and what they worked for. That's fair. Why in the world should I give up everything I have so that somebody can have the exact same amount what I have? That's called communism, socialism. And we've seen that doesn't ever work. History has shown that over and over and over again. Posted, John has the perfect plan to take down the YouTube bad word man and is horrible. This is what upset me the most when I saw this, to the point where I went to my mayor and my police chief here at Hales headquarters, and I sat in their office, and they did everything they could to calm me down. Constantly telling me, calm down, calm down. It's too good we have a friend getting out of jail. And she continues to talk about this friend getting out of jail that's going to do all the electric, which is funny because all the electric on the property is all screwed up. They just had to pay thousands and thousands of dollars, which somebody was foolish enough to give to them yet again. She's never received this type of promotion or this much money in her entire life. You think she really wants this to stop? No. She's getting more than she's ever gotten. And the funniest thing is, who cares about the electric? There's a house, there's a child living illegally in a shed. Who cares about a fence? A house needs to be built. Who cares about electric? A house needs to be. A child is living in squalor who is supposed to have some kind of life-threatening condition. Why isn't somebody going in and saving this child? Good job, Levy County. You suck. It's too good. We have a friend getting out of jail and he's going to do work for us. Plus, he and a jail friend put a tracker on his truck in a trailer, like the exact kind the FBI uses. And once we find Hale's headquarters, John and his jail friend are going to go there when the YouTube is in Florida. Jeremy almost ran over sweet little baby. And, which, by the way, I've never almost run over anybody. And John chased him down. Wait, John chased me down with a bad leg with wrappings up to his crotch? How'd any of that happen? And he was ready to beat Jeremy up, the bad word boy, and his slave called 911, meaning George. And we had to put a restraining order on them, which they never received. Published on Facebook, a copy being attached here as Exhibit 8. Now, they never received a restraining order, as I say that. There was a temporary injunction put on by Craig DeThomas's, with what he did was found to be completely and totally illegal by the appellate courts, the higher courts. He is in the lowest of courts. The higher court said you did illegal, unlawful things, and it's gone. Oh boy. All right. And next bullet point, we're at page 8 of the defense of this summary judgment, this ridiculous thing that I'm not even going to share with you what the summary judgment is. As I shared before, it'd be like trying to prove to you that the earth is flat. It's just complete and total stupidity. And if you believe LIEnette or Deuce or any of these other fools, you are as ignorant as a flat earther. And I will boldly tell you that to your face. You are a complete and total fool. Posted. We decided to wait until she could come here and do it in person, talking about Shart. Oh, what a joke that is. Oh my goodness. You know what? At least these people can keep us all laughing, right? That's the only thing you can do in this type of horrific situation. We decided to wait until she could come here. She's said over and over. By the way, this is Shart's pattern in life as well. I'm covering the story. I'm going. And then she never does. And then she makes up some kind of illness of why she couldn't be there. She couldn't do this. She couldn't do that. She is a complete and total fool. An ignorant fool. Trying to ride coattails for promotion. We decided to wait until she could come here and do it in person. But right now, I'm waiting for the injunction to see if this judge is going to give it to me. Jeremy's paid video. Now, keep this in mind. We have membership videos. And we do a lot of cool things with our members. There's 3 tiers. The first tier gets you all kinds of emojis and badges. Second tier, you get an extra live a week. Third tier, you get all of those things and an extra video. This past week's video was about the hurricane, the first hurricane. Hard to believe the second one is following it up right now. So she's talking about a paid membership video. All right, and she goes, you should have given it to Jeremy's paid video where you can pay to be a higher subscriber and then you get special videos. She says, and this is bold and underlined. And as I share this with you, understand none of this is true. They're sick, evil. He's a cult leader. He tells them that God is telling him that it's time to kill and bring death to the evil messenger that is the bad neighbors. Emphasis, me. Never once have I ever said anything so horrific. Never once would I ever say anything so horrific. Now, this definitely sounds like LIEnette, though, doesn't it? Some of the things that you've seen of her post, which then she dirty deletes and then claims in court, that never happened! Even though we have all the information. This is complete and total psychosis, insanity. Whether this is rug-induced when she's saying this stuff and posting it, I don't know. The one thing I will say is that her posts have slowed down, obviously because legal counsel is telling her to stop. To the point her legal counsel is telling individuals to block her from their channels as she's jumping on and chatting, deeper digging a legal liability hole for herself. And now he's digging that hole. Other channels are digging that hole for her. Insanity. You have to hear it. It's freaking unbelievable what he's saying. It's so freaking scary that I didn't even know what to think. I ran to the courthouse this morning. See Exhibit 9, a copy being attached to it. So every time I say LIEnette says she ran to the courthouse, I'm doing a direct quote. LIEnette posted she ran to the courthouse. None of this exists. None of this was in the injunction hearing. None of it. Because it's not true. Just the same as them saying that I wrote derogatory, defamatory, horrific signs about myself. It's not true. Who's a pathological liar? Who continues to lie? LIEnette. What's her pattern in life? Lie. Don't get what I want? Say they did something to a child. You get it yet? Pretty easy to predict the future because she's filled with patterns. What does Jeremy do? Says do the right thing. What does Jeremy do? Does the right thing. Now, I'm not no means perfect, nor have I addressed everything within this situation perfectly. I am a failed man, a flawed man with a sin nature. And I hope you understand, that's why I need help. I need help from a partner. I need help from legal counsel. I need help. I even shared with you, I went downtown. I went and talked to my mayor here and my police chief. I was so upset. I went to them for help. But the ultimate helper and the ultimate healer is my God. And so I realize I am a mess, and therefore I need somebody to take my mess and turn it into a message. And at the end of this, truly, I hope there are people that come to know Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. And first and foremost, I hope it's that stripping minister, which I hate to even call her a minister because she's the farthest thing from. I do not believe she knows Jesus Christ as a personal Savior by any stretch of the imagination, nor do I believe Crook does. But Lord, do they need you. They need you immediately to save their souls from themselves. Posted, Team YouTube on X. This is more them trying to destroy my multiple businesses, which they don't even know every business that I have my hands into, but anything that they've tried to destroy, this just proves more. It'll literally, when people are posting in comments on these other channels, you realize we have every screenshot of that that's going to court. It proves the defamation. It proves the losses. It proves, the haters are actually helping us more than they will ever help LIEnette. They are proving the whole point of the federal case. Posted, quotation, Team YouTube on X. You realize that used to be Twitter. This is where you can report all of his videos. They've already been turned in a couple times, and someone, I guess, just sent this to me and said, this is LIEnette trying to get the planet to report all of our YouTube videos, which will do absolutely nothing because there's nothing wrong with our YouTube videos. There's nothing against YouTube's policies, and there's nothing illegal because we don't do that. They've already been turned in a couple of times, and someone, I guess, just sent this to me and said they've been talking to these people and they're looking into shutting him down. No, there's nobody at YouTube looking to shut us down. We have people that we interact with, YouTube employees that help us grow, that help, because when we grow, YouTube grows, and they would know. Now, we realize they're saying things about Whatnot as well. And so here's the funniest part. They're doing everything wrong at Whatnot. Turn them in. Do you know everything we're doing on Whatnot has told us to do? We actually have reps that work with us, and they said, we want you to do this and do this and do this, whether it be a donation for coffee or Wendy's or anything. That's all Whatnot. That's the funniest thing. And I don't mind sharing openly that we have a contract with Whatnot. And so if Whatnot were to just pull out, they would be liable for, well, let's just say there's no way in Hales they're going to pull out. But we have had constant meetings with our Whatnot reps, and they have also told us that there is absolutely nothing recorded or reported or any problems whatsoever. So they're trying to do it with YouTube. They're trying to do it with Whatnot. And the more they do, the more we have evidence against LIEnette and Crook in court. I mean, the foolishness of and here's the funniest part. I'm not playing poker. Here's my cards. Hey, you're not helping her. You're hurting her. We're using everything you're doing against us in court against her. We're going to win. And what do? More. How can anybody really be that stupid? But They are. I think one of the greatest things that YouTube has taught me, if my sphere of influence was this big before, now YouTube has made it this big. And I've never realized how much fun we can have, first of all, with a incredible community. And I always tell this to the team: 95% of the people are going to love you, 5% of the people are going to hate you. You're never going to change the mind of the 5%, so don't let them go hate somewhere else. Put all your energy and your focus into the 95% who love you. They'll love you even more, and you have the time of your life. And that's what we try and do: put our 95% into the people that we love, and they love us, and then there's more love and love and love and love, and there's more giving, and there's more growing all together. That 5% has taught me that there are such ignorant, foolish, stupid people in this world that I never even knew existed. And that 5% can go somewhere far, far away because they're not welcome with What the Hales. All right, she says they are been turned in a couple times, and someone, I guess they sent it to me, and they said they've been talking to these people. Nobody's talking to anybody at YouTube. We have reps at YouTube. These people can't contact anybody at YouTube. They don't have reps. All right, and they said they've been talking to these people, and they're looking into shutting him down. And the more people that turn his videos in, the better off will be these things that he did. It's just unconscionable. That's a pretty big word for LIEnette, wouldn't you say so? Who do you think actually wrote that word? Do you think, I mean, she uses talk to text. Do you think LIEnette actually came up with that word? I'm not sure. He's now screenshotting. No, they're using what is called, when they take pictures of stuff and they're doing it and copying and pasting things in front and out of post to make it look like we're creating hate speech, and that we're not there. It's not our post. They're fake. Jeez. So difficult to read her crap. Her garbage. Remember all the garbage I'm making up? I'm literally reading her garbage. It's all garbage. The person who claims she's disabled, but at night, remember, by their own admission, at night they go dumpster diving. When do you think the signs were put up in Otter Creek? At night, when they're dumpster diving, and then they're found first thing in the morning. Now he's screenshotting. They're using it, what's called, they're taking pictures, their stuff, they're copying and pasting and posting it. They're fake. I'm ready to talk to the sheriff this morning. I've already talked to the judge Friday. We're going to court on Monday morning to see if we can get the court date turned into a temporary order. We got to stop it now. They're trying to Baker Act John and I, and they say that now they're going to get our kid away from us. It's going too far. And a copy is being attached here too. Going too far. Somebody might say that going too far is stalking individuals, selling your beautiful remodeled home in Northport to go live in squalor and filth in Otter Creek, one of the poorest counties in all of Florida. I didn't know that beforehand. I know it now. I didn't know about LIEnette and all of her married names beforehand. I know it now. I didn't know about Deuce and how much of a creep he is and a stalker. I know it now. Next point. Miss Preston handwrote several double-sided signs defaming Mr. Hales that were placed and seen in the public roadsides in Otter Creek, Florida. Specifically, stop Jeremy Hales, no rapist in Levy County. Stop Jeremy Hales, no rapist in Levy County. And this is different signs, different ways written. Number 3, Jeremy Hales needs to go, no rapist in Levy County. Number 4, Jeremy Hales needs to go, no rapist in Levy County. Number 5, Jeremy Hales, the Ohio rapist. And 6, Jeremy Hales, the Ohio rapist. And interestingly enough, they want to say that I said this about myself. Well, they're going to need a defense. That's what court is for. Obviously, they're going to grasp at any straw they can. Just, Lord, please, please don't let it be that pink Stanley Cup straw. It's gone through enough with LIEnette. And so have we.